Before we turn the wing around and put the skin on the other side, there's a little glue up that we have to do. We have to glue together W18 and W19 to make up the servo mount in the wing. And as usual, I use wood glue, line up the two holes, and use clamps. Now this can wait and be ready for use when I need it. Okay, now we can turn the wing around and start prepping it for the bottom skin. What we have to do, I didn't mention this tube I put in. This is for the servo lead that will come in here and exit down this way. It's not really necessary. You can get the servo lead down the wing, but this just makes it easier. Now what we have to do is, of course, get rid of all kinds of glue that has oozed out. This is a particularly big one. We have to sand the bottom of each rib, and to the back of each rib there's this little foot that the rib was resting on. This has to be removed and the ribs sanded smooth, and this is what we're going to do. When I start skinning the wing, I don't want it to move like this or to warp in any way. So to do that, I take what is going to be the leading edge of the wing and I place these two sticks of balsa either side of the wing and slide them under until they stop, like this. Now they are now they're cradling the wing and it doesn't move anymore. I can pin these down so that they won't move, and then I can skin the wing and use weights to hold the skin in place. Now I'm going to glue down the servo tray into the wing, and because I'm not going to be able to use any clamps because then I want to put the skin on, I'm just going to use CA glue. here is the balsa skin that I prepared earlier, and it fits onto the wing like this. I've got tape along the leading edge to hold it down, and clamps to hold the trailing edge. I've got weights, and now it's just a matter of putting in the glue. Here we have the the nearly completed right hand wing. It's still lacking the leading edge and the trailing edge, the aileron and the wingtip, but I've put the balsa skin on both upper and lower surfaces. I've got the hole for the servo, and everything as I like it. Now I'm going to drag the plans up and do the other wing and get it to this condition, and then we'll carry on. Here we have two wings, and I managed to make a left one and a right one. Not always done that, to tell you the truth. Now, these are really huge, and we're going to make them bigger. We have to put a leading edge on each one. We also have to put a trailing edge, and then we're going to put something a little bit on the wingtip, like this. After this has glued on, we can shape the wing, make the leading edge profile, and when that's finished we're going to make it even bigger. Stick around. Now I'm going to attach the leading edge. I've already sanded this smooth, and now I have to see how the leading edge fits. It's a little bit over long, which is okay, but here, for example, it just fits in place. It's just wide enough. So I'm going to have to be very careful when I place this. Right? Now I want to have this standing up, so a cup of coffee in my case. You might drink tea or something. Like this. Couple of bricks would do the job too. So here we go with the glue. It's not a good idea to stint on the glue. Just put as much as you think you're going to need and be ready to add some more. You really don't want your leading edge to drop off during flight, do you? There we are. Now I place the leading edge on and position it with a couple of pins. The glue makes it want to slide, so keep it in its place using a pin at either end and maybe one in the middle, like that. Now it won't go anywhere. Now I'm going to use tape to hold it down. Just put a piece of masking tape over the leading edge, pull it down onto either surface, and Robert is your mother's brother, as they say. If the building is falling, usually I would be able to hold the edge out using the pads that I use all things on their heads. This thing is huge. The rubber band is not one. I'll leave it this screen and do the same with the edge. One of those on. Now I can start forming the leading and trailing edges, but first I'm going to have to cut off this part that sticks out here. Also on this end. Now I can form the leading and trailing edges using my trusty balsa plane. Now I can form the leading and trailing edges using my trusty balsa plane. Now we're going to glue this this wingtip down onto the end of the wing, and I'm just going to use some CA glue. Now it's very important that you get it down correct in the first, because you really can't move it after it makes contact. CA glue glues balsa very well. There you are. Now we're just going to form it. Now we can form the tip using just sandpaper. I concentrate the weight on this end and let this one lie on the wing, so this way I get a straight line. The last thing to do with the wingtip is to round it just a little bit, not completely. And to get an even rounding, I begin by making a line approximately 5 millimeters in from the edge, both top and bottom. When I say 5 millimeters, it's sort of 5-ish, doesn't really matter. Then I make a similar line here on the face, both top and bottom. The only thing I want it to be is to be about the same distance from the corner both ways. Now I use my plane to take a 45-degree bevel between these two lines. Again, it doesn't have to be very exact, just a 45-degree bevel, about 5 millimeters in. And of course both top and bottom. Like this. Now I use soft sandpaper, like this mesh thing, and this is a foam sanding block. I use this to get the rounding. It's surprising how easy this is. You just do this and there it is. Since most of what you want to get rid of has gone anyway, there you are. And the bottom. If you don't have this mesh and a foam block like this, just use handheld sandpaper, not in on any block or a piece of wood or anything. Just in your hands. will be very quick. There you are. We now have to look at the plan again, because there's a fixed trailing edge here at the back of the wing, and it's made from this. The instructions tell us to take the length from the plans, so this is what I'm doing. I'm marking the exact length here, and then a couple of millimeters off, like this, so that I can cut this down and then place it on the wing and and sand it down. Here is the trailing edge stock on the back of the wing, and I couldn't resist the temptation. I joined the two wings and put the fuselage underneath, and I have to say, this is a large model. Oh yes. It is huge.